Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And my friends, hopefully you're waking up. If you're not, you're about to be in a whole new legendary way. As you know, each and every morning we do this show, we feature a brand new guest. Sometimes it's a returning guest. It's always, 99% of the time, an actual student who is going through our program, our education, and who we're helping launch a business online, become an entrepreneur, take that step from employee to entrepreneur. And so, with that being said, we are going to jump right into this morning's episode. I have a great, wonderful guest on the show this morning joining us, getting his business launched. We're going to talk about what that looks like, getting started, getting launched. Phil, pointing out the clean cut. Come on, man. Come on, Phil. I got to keep it. I got to try to stay young up in here, baby. I'm feeling young on the inside, but I want that to reflect on the outside. So anyways, it's all a test. Marketing is a test, and so is fashion. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, Joanne is calling it clean and mean this morning. By the way, Joanne, our director of marketing, is having a birthday today. So if you see her out and about, or you want to shout her out in our community, or you want to just drop her a comment right now and say happy birthday, join me. Well, let me bring in our guest here. He's coming in, sounding wonderful, looking great. Lupe, welcome to the show. Would you join me in a legendary happy birthday song to Joanne? Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to
Okay, all right. Let's
Good. I'm not a singer.
their ears. Let's spare their ears. Anyways, happy birthday, Joanne and Lupe. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Good
Hey,
morning to you, Dave.
Good morning to you as well. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Temecula, California, here in Southern California.
Okay.
Sunny Southern California. Nice and hot there today.
Hey, good for you, man. Nice and hot over here in Florida, except we have some hurricanes that are bubbling up in the I guess it's the Atlantic / Gulf of Mexico here. So you stay hot and calm over here, and we'll stay hot and anxious over here in Florida. And somewhere we'll meet in the middle. Either we'll all move to California, or eventually you guys will all move over here to Florida.
Over there. Yeah.
So, my friend, let's jump into your story. Enough with all of the intros and the hype and the hype around the clean cut, and hype around Joanne's birthday today. What got you started and motivated in wanting to start an online business in the first place?
Well, I've always had side gigs. Even while I had my 9 to 5, I've always had some sort of a side gig going. Even when I first got started with my IT career, I was always doing something on the side. I used to fix PCs for people going door to door. I used to sell them as well, and then eventually I got into something a little bit with intern with IT. I was a database programmer, so I did some database programming on the side. So I had my 9 to 5, and then I would find projects online and I'd knock them out, make a little extra cash. But my online journey really started. I started looking at it probably about maybe the middle of 2022. There wasn't really too much to do as far as side gigs for programming anymore. So I started looking at other ways of making a little extra cash on the side for myself. So I began looking at what's out there. What are people doing to make a little cash? Specifically, I wanted to see if there was anything I can do online. So I started looking around, and I started finding some stuff out there, like drop shipping and NFTs was another big thing. Bitcoin was another one I kept hearing a lot of at the time, and they didn't really appeal to me, especially drop shipping, because I didn't want to have to deal with inventory of any sort. So, to me that could have been a train wreck. I probably had to get a warehouse or something, or I don't know. It was stuff I did not want to deal with. So I kept looking around, and I finally get on Instagram one day, and I find this gentleman talking about affiliate marketing. actually, he was talking about digital marketing. He didn't really name it affiliate marketing, but I started looking at it. I said, okay, this sounds interesting. And I remember that right as I was doing that, I was also talking to another gentleman about ATM machines and vending machines as well. Uh,
Mm,
but those also didn't appeal too much to me, for little obvious reasons. I definitely did not want to go out and fill up ATM machines with any kind of cash and carry that amount on me. So I definitely did not want to do that. So then I started talking more to this gentleman, and I actually got him on a call, and we talked for a little while, and I said, okay, you know what, this is right down my alley. So I started looking into it, and he's the one that actually pointed me towards Legendary. So I
mm,
signed up for the challenge, for the 15-day challenge. I went through it. I want to say it was probably about August. I think is when I started of 2022, and I looked at it, went through it, and so I ended up launching my online business around October, which just happened to coincide with about the time when my 9 to 5 just blew up. So that was taking a lot of my time away from doing this. And unfortunately, at the time, I was paying more attention to that 9 to 5 than I was to my business. So I ended up dropping out for a while. I also had a few family issues that came up and everything. So then, fast forward to about late last year, I said, okay, let me start looking at this again. I need to actually get myself settled and working. And that was about the time, I think, about early this year is when I started hearing compliance training with Legendary and all. And I remember listening to you talk about, compliance and how we needed to keep things right. And it that spoke to me too, let me tell you, because I was going out there and I was listening to a lot of people just make these outlandish claims about, hey, you can make, this much money in this amount of time and become rich. And that really didn't appeal to me. I wanted something that I can grow organically and not have to tell people these big numbers in order to get them to sign up. So I waited a little bit, went through the compliance training, and then I relaunched probably about I'd say about August of this year. I relaunched and one of my biggest issues for me was my mindset. And I,
mm,
I remember I remember that I was so frustrated with my 9 to 5 that's how I identified. It was my entire identity. And I remember getting an email from you, in fact, saying, "Hey, we've got this great program or mentorship program where we can help you with your accountability and all that." And there were a few things said in there that I said caught my eye. And I remember watching the video with Bonnie on it, and she started mentioning mindsets and all of that. And I said, you know what? That speaks to me. I might need to sign up for this. So I remember I sent you an email, signed up for that the free call with Bonnie. And in that first meeting that I had, I wasn't even in the mentorship program yet, but in that first meeting that I had with her, she says, "Good morning" to me. "How are you doing?" We say our good mornings and all of that. And then I unloaded on her. I started telling her how frustrated I was, how this, I stressed out I am, how I feel, and all of that. And she sat there, listened to me for a little while, and then she just broke me down and started telling me, "Hey, this is who you are. This is what I'm seeing. This is why you're frustrated. You're me 5 years ago." And she really she really opened my eyes that day to what I was doing wrong. And it was I just had a total mindset of an employee. Um, so that was my main issue there. And the biggest thing that came out of that call for me, at least, was the fact that she was absolutely right about me putting my own limits. I mean, I really was living inside of this little box, and I did not dare to go outside of that box. And the worst part was is that I realized that that box was something that I built, that I
mm,
had put there, that it was me putting those limits on myself. That it was me seeing those obstacles and saying, "Oh, no, 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 I cannot go in that direction. No, 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 it's taboo. Can't do that."
yeah.
Um, so after I started kind of talking to her a little bit, I joined the accountability program, and we started having those meetings. It was real eye opening. I mean, in fact, I remember that our first call, she told me, one of the things you need to do is you need to really look inside of yourself and see who you are and what is it that's defining you, and what do you want to do, where do you want to go, and all of that. Have a real heart to heart with yourself. So I remember that I took that to heart, what she told me. I said, okay, let me do that. That's probably a very good idea. And I remember I thought to myself, well, let me sit down and let me write some of this stuff down. So me being in IT, of course, I typed everything down. And I remember I sat there for probably about 30 minutes, just kind of going through my feelings, my emotions, and I got very, very upset and emotional over it. As I was typing all of these points out, what was it that I was upset about? What was what were my pain points, my particular pain points? The long hours, the pay not being what it should be. Everybody at the company saying, "Oh, we are doing great," but okay, my paycheck doesn't reflect that. Things of that sort. The politics. I remember I was real upset and emotional when I was writing that. So I decided, you know what, I gotta let go for a little while. So I got up, I went away, stopped thinking about it, maybe for 2-3 hours. And then I came back and I let go of all of those emotions. That was important for me, is I needed to let go of all of those emotions and come back clear-headed and a little more open-minded. And I remember sitting down and I started reading through what I had typed up, and it started painting a real big picture for me. It's like, wow, I am just a real upset and stressed out person. This is I just didn't recognize myself there for a little while, and I said, okay, this has to change. And then as I was reading it, I said, whoa, you know what? I just killed two birds with one stone here. This is this is my business plan. These are the people that I want to target. This is who I want to go after.
Wow.
And that was a big aha moment for me when I started reading all of that. And so of course, after that, I took everything I typed down, copied it, put it right into my business plan, and it helped me fill that out. And here I am. I mean, I've been consistently posting every day. I've been doing what I need to do, making that 1%, getting to that goal at 1% at a time. And I mean, I'm just hanging in there, Dave. I'm just knocking it down day in, day out.
Well, you remind me of my journey in both, sobriety and also business. I, I always talk about my sobriety just because it's something that's relevant in my life. I mean, so forgive me, friends, if it's not that I think that everybody should be sober. It's just an analogy. And one of the things that's so powerful when you're communicating and when you're teaching, sorry, I'm holding a crayon here. I got Legos and crayons all around me. Um, uh, is analogies. And I remember coming in, getting clean, over 15 years ago, and seeing people. I had a day clean and or a week clean or a month clean, and seeing people with 25 years clean and saying, what? How does that even happen? Just being unable to wrap my head around it. Similar to how when you come into this business, you look at other people who are making tons of money or having tons of success or who have tons of followers or whatever the thing is that you are comparing yourself to. And it's like, how do I get from point A to point B? And the answer that I was told back when I got clean, which then helped me to follow through and be consistent with business, was a very simple answer: one day at a time.
One day at a time, indeed.
And the beautiful thing about one day at a time is that not only is that the way, if you put in that consistent action and you actually make a plan and stick with the plan, and you have, in your case, accountability. Now you've upgraded sort of your accountability to say, not only do I need a plan, now I have a plan, and I want to have somebody trustworthy help hold me accountable to that plan. Because if I can have the next 6 months be the most committed best 6 months of my life, that is going to pay dividends into the future. Now, I mean, it may be hard for you all to understand that right now. But if you would have looked back over the last 6 months, the easiest way to predict the future is to look at the past. And I'm going to tell you, if you all do the same exact thing that you've done over the last 6 months to get what you've got right now, and you do that in the next 6 months, you're probably going to get the same thing. So if you want to get something different, you got to do something different. And how does it happen? It happens one day at a time. You're describing everybody's journey to success with anything. It's not just business. It's not just online marketing. This is just what we happen to do. It's what we happen to specialize in. But in anything that you're going to be successful with, fitness, sobriety, entrepreneurship, even employment. Unfortunately, employment has a lot of trap doors, right? And stairways that don't go anywhere, unfortunately. And that's what you were so frustrated about. But congratulations. I love talking to people at the beginning of their journey. And whether you're starting or restarting, you're going to be able to look back at this interview 6 months from now and say, I remember when. I remember when I made a decision to change the trajectory. I remember when I made new commitments, when I really buckled down. This is when my life started to change. And you can feel it too, because you're developing new daily habits. You're having different conversations. And I think one of the biggest things that's so powerful that you're talking about is this mindset change. Let's talk a little bit more about that. What were, say more about your limiting beliefs, in say more about why you believe that you weren't aware or ignored them or denied them or whatever it was for you in years past. What do you think was the driving force that was making you, was either creating that blind spot for you, or was just straight denial, which is okay. I have denial about things too, and I have to come to realization. So what were the limiting beliefs, and what do you think kept you from realizing them sooner?
I think in my household, especially, I mean, my dad was also a very big employee, and one of the things that he actually used to say is that, hey, we need to be, we need to be good employees. We need to be faithful to this company, and they will take care of us if we do. And I think we all have that mindset where if we take care of the company will take care of us. But that's not always the case. We set up these mindsets where we say, hey, I can't do that because it's going to make me look bad. I can't do that because it's not really allowed. And at least in my particular case, I could tell you that I used to have those kinds of mindsets where I would limit myself because I thought I was not supposed to say that. And I'm going to say it one more time. I thought I was not supposed to say that, or do that, or go outside of the box that everybody is told to stay in. And those are just obstacles that we create for ourselves. That's really all it is we start thinking, oh, well, then the norm is this. I'm supposed to go in a straight line, but life isn't always a straight line. I mean, there are detours and left turns, right turns, and maybe even U-turns at times that we need to make. It's the fact that we need to see where we have to do those turns. And in my particular case, it was just that I thought I was doing what I was supposed to do. I was following the script, the so-called script that we all are told. Okay, go to school, get yourself a good job, go buy a home, and that's pretty much it. And then there's other things that come in those scripts as well that not really mentioning here, but I really thought that was the path that to success. And we were always kind of fed that, in school, and I'm talking, in grade school and all of that. That's what we're told that we're supposed to do, but it's not. We need to, at least in my particular case, I needed to break out of that because I like I told you, I thought I was an employee. That was my entire identity. And not only that, I mean, I even remember during one of our monthly affiliate calls, I mean, you yourself were giving a lesson there on memes and how to put out some content. And I remember you saying in there, like, hey, the internet is it's out there. Use it. Copy content and repurpose it to yourself. And I was sitting there like, whoa, he's absolutely right. I never thought of that way. Nothing in the world ever said that content that's out on the internet is owned by someone, is copyrighted. Maybe some of it might be copyrighted, but nothing says that. But I thought that it was. I thought I was not supposed to touch it. So again, I was living inside that box, and it's not until I started, knocking down those walls that I started realizing, there's a lot more here that I need to explore. I can't just keep myself there in that box. If not, I'm going to miss opportunities. I'm going to, and I've been trying to look outside of the that box and be a lot more open-minded about things. I try to. I've even started, reading up on books that kind of help out with that. I've started trying to not just think, hey, this is the line. No, the line doesn't always go that way. The road from A to B, there's probably detours in there. So maybe there's A1, A2, A3 in order to get to B. And there might be minefields and there might be something. Okay, well, let's just take them one day at a time and one challenge at a time. And I think that's really what's helped me is don't think of it that I need to stay within the line and within the box. There's other possibilities. There's other avenues to get from A to B. There's more than one way to skin a cat, as they say. Nope, can't hear you, Dave.
Sorry.
There we
And
go.
people are chiming in with these awesome comments and points to add on to what you're talking about. Monty said, it's not just about going outside the box. They want you to just do what they say,
Yep.
never speak up or be different or innovative. Uh, don't be you. And it's what's interesting. You mentioned compliance earlier. You know, um, compliance is interesting. That word, right? Because there's ways in which it's positive and there's ways in which it's negative.
Yeah.
Um, you know, people want you to be compliant in terms of in extreme cases doing what they, as Monty said, what they want you to do. Don't talk back, don't fight back.
Yeah.
And certainly that's not the way we describe it here when we talk about it. But you know school is very much that way as well. And, Jose said that he mentioned a big truth. Society raises us to be employees with all respect. When you go to school or college, they only focus on being the best in the class, the best employee in whatever company you join. Society doesn't reinforce the idea of being an entrepreneur. And that's, one of the big, one of the big disservices I think that we do to our children.
Mhm.
I was sitting at breakfast the other morning with my kids. My daughter, popped up and realized that I hadn't been paying my rent, and what she meant by that was, she's got a dance studio here in the house, and in that dance studio over in the corner is my office, my desk. Right now, I'm not sitting at my desk right now. I'm sitting at the kitchen table, but her, so my original deal was that, well, I'll pay you rent. It's your dance studio, but I'm going to have my office in here. So, well, I got delinquent because she wasn't holding me accountable. So the other morning at breakfast, she held me accountable, and I realized, God, and she realized, Dad, I don't think you've paid rent all year. And I said, well, it's your business. You need to be collecting that rent. And if I don't pay it, you need to be knocking on my door. And so we had that conversation. I paid the rent right then and there. I had it, no interest. And I believe I was able to renegotiate the price a little bit because I 2024 prices, not 2023 prices. So I think I was able to negotiate that a little lower than what we had original, because neither of us remembered the original deal. but she did remember that. So anyways, I paid her. I had a $50 bill, $5 a month. I think it ended up being $45 or $50. Either way, she had to count it all out. She wanted to get change because she wanted smaller bills and all this. We did the math. We went through it. We talked about it, and she had a little mini lesson in that moment about real estate investing and operating a business at the most foundational level, which is collecting pay that's owed to you and it being your responsibility to get paid, not your tenant, it's not the customer's responsibility to bring us money. It's not right. It's in a job, it's your boss's responsibility to pay you, right? But honestly, there's a lot of companies out there that if you didn't remind them or they knew that you weren't going to come knocking on their door, they may not pay you, right?
Yeah.
Now, in entrepreneurship, you got to make sure that you get paid. It's your responsibility to get paid. So what does that mean? Well, I need to create content. For example, in our line of work, I need to create content that delivers value. And then I need to give a call to action. I need to tell people what to do. I need to actually make sure that I get paid for my work. And many of you are not used to doing that. I see a lot of you, and I've talked to a lot of you over the last couple of weeks, even because I offered some free calls for people who wanted to either start or restart with our affiliate program. And I noticed that a lot of people, Lupe, struggled with just giving calls to action and feeling whether it be comfortable or worthy of giving somebody a call to action and offering something for sale. I see people who are, whether they're doing affiliate marketing or whether they're trying to start their own coaching program or course. It's easy to create. Well, not easy, but maybe they start creating content and putting themselves out there. But again, they're not making sure they get paid. So they're not giving calls to action. They're afraid to sell. You're afraid to ask for money because you're used to it just being handed to you. This goes back to the example with my daughter. Look, if you don't ask for the money, think about real estate. There's a lot of tenants that if they knew the landlord wasn't going to come around and collect rent, they'd conveniently forget to pay. And guess who wouldn't get paid? The landlord. So I wonder how many of you are conveniently forgetting to get paid. Or maybe you're even, wait for this one, avoiding getting paid.
Wow. Because
it's uncomfortable for you to tell somebody what the next step is. Go download my guide. Go opt into my funnel and you're going to get more free value. Go check out this program. I recommend it, or this course, or whatever it is that you're selling, because it's going to teach you skills that are going to help you upgrade XYZ part of your life. Or I have a program, a coaching program, a course, an event, and you should come to it. You should enroll in it because your life has the possibility of having a major positive influence from doing this. I know that you are going to have a positive experience if you use the program because we're standing by to serve you. And we're obsessed about helping you get results.
Yeah.
Instead, what do? We dance around it. We don't get paid because we're uncomfortable or conveniently forget, or maybe even forget. And maybe this conversation this morning is going to be an eye-opener to some people. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm not getting paid. Well, hold on a second. Let me do a checklist here. Am I asking for money? Am I giving calls to action? Here's a thing that I teach in terms of sales, not specifically marketing, but one-on-one sales is, are you making it easy for people to give you money? It also applies to marketing. Are you making it easy for people to give you money? Or is it confusing and hard? Are you also, you talk about mindset, Lupe, are you speaking it into existence with affirmations and internal self-talk that money flows to you easily and effortlessly and people like to give you money? you're worthy of being paid, and it's fun and enjoyable, and people like giving you money because of what they get in return? Or do you say things like, I'm not ready yet,
Mhm.
I don't have enough value yet, I'll ask for money or sell when I have more experience or credibility? That's the opposite of what I'm saying right here. Lupe, what comes up for you around this?
Oh, I mean that speaks to me as well, because I remember that I was sitting there a couple of times thinking, oh, I don't think I'm ready. I think I need to do a little bit more research, and there I was in that research cycle. No, I'm not ready yet. A little bit more research, a little bit more of this. Little, no, the one thing that thank you, the one thing that I actually got out of all of this as well was on the job training is also an entrepreneur thing. Um, it's not just about our 9 to 5s. I mean, I started going through the tools that we use for content building, and that's how I've been improving my content. I mean, I know I probably still don't have the best content out there, and that's why I've joined the hot seat calls to get pointers on that. But it's about going out there, putting yourself out there, and actually doing it. That mindset of not saying, oh, I need to. Well, let me just say this: fear is the big paralyzer. Um, Fear of putting yourself out there, fear of actually trying something and failing. Look, we're all going to fail. We're all going to make mistakes, but we have to try. We can't just always be on the sidelines thinking, I need to do this. I need to do a little bit more of research. I need to go a little bit further this way. I need to do this before I'm ready to launch. No, launch it. Start putting yourself out there. Start doing it. Learn as you're going. And that to me has been the absolute best way of doing it. Is I've made those mistakes. I've gone out there, I've put videos out there where I forgot to put an audio in. Oh, okay. Now I got to add that to my checklist. I need to put an audio in here. All right, I made a video the other day that lighting wasn't all that great. Oh, okay. Now I know better. I need to get a little bit more lighting. Make those mistakes, learn from them, improve, go that 1% further up on the line.
Yeah. It's relatively simple once you become aware of where you are shooting yourself in the
Yeah,
foot.
exactly.
And what the solution to that is stop shooting yourself in the foot.
Yep.
Just stop telling yourself this. What you said right there was, I think, something, and if everybody has the courage to be honest in the comments, I'd love to know. That whole, I'm going to do some research, or I'll get launched when I know a little bit more,
Mhm.
I guarantee you, out of everybody that's on right now, everybody has thought that before
Yeah.
and may be thinking it right now. And I wonder who's just sitting here listening to this. If you have the courage to share, and your palms are sweating and your heart's racing, and you're saying, man, these guys are saying exactly what the hell I do every day right now. And Teresa, thank you. I still tell myself this every day. Thank you. Thank you all for the courage. Yeah, research can be never ending, Tess. Absolutely. Ashley says a million percent all the time. So the question is when are you ready, and who's going to give you permission? Who's going to come along? Who are you waiting on to save you? Who are you waiting on to give you permission? And this really goes in anything. Let's imagine, let's pretend just for a second that this was a weight loss or fitness community. What do you think the number one struggle that we would have within this community would be? And I know other friends that run fitness communities. What do you think that the number one problem and struggle that their clients have? They don't want to go into the gym because they feel embarrassed, or like, I'm not in shape, so I don't want to go in. And if I just watch a few more videos and do a little bit more research and make sure that I understand everything that I need to understand about how to use the equipment and what to eat, then I'll get started finally exercising and getting moving forward with this program. It's the same thing. Everybody's stuck on step 0.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's stuck on step 0. And so you got to have the guts to walk into the gym fat. You got to have let me say that again. You got to have the guts to walk into the gym fat.
Mm-hmm.
Does that resonate with you, Lupe?
Oh yeah, it absolutely does. Especially today. I mean, I've actually in my own personal life as well. It's been a life changer. I was telling Bonnie the other day. I said this isn't just helping me with my business. It's helping me with my life. I mean, I actually was doing exactly what you're saying. I would say, you know what, I don't want to exercise today because blah. I was making up excuses for not exercising, and I said, you know what, stop that. I got on my face and started doing some push-ups that right there and then, and ever since then, that was probably about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Every single, well, not every single day, but I do go consistently now to out there to exercise, either to the gym or out here. I take a walk around my neighborhood, but I'm constantly doing it. I'm no longer putting those blocks and limits on myself. We are the biggest, our own biggest enemy sometimes when we start saying exactly what you just said. It's like, I need to do a little bit more research because this. I can't go to the gym because, you know what, people are going to criticize what I look like. Well, you know what, that's actually why we go to the gym. So there you go.
Lupe,
Oh, yeah.
I gotta give 2 hats to, oh my God, Brian. Holy crap. You said a mouthful with that comment.
Yes, he did.
You said a mouthful with that comment. I'm sorry. I just had to stop and take a breath after reading that one. I've
Yeah,
heard it said that the toughest equipment at the gym is the front door. That man, we ought to, damn.
that one tripped me up as well, actually, when I read it.
We ought to give that man a hat throw and just give this whole show a moment of silence.
I need a hat or something to throw myself as well. Here, I'll the tissue.
Holy crap.
That
I
was a
mean,
good one.
holy crap. Brian, you did it. You said it right there. Comment of the day. Wow. I mean, and that's just so true here with everything. It's like the hardest step in your journey of online marketing is the first video. You know, the first conversation where you're going to be honest. You know, I've put up this, I don't know if you guys have seen this little shameless plug here that I have up on the screen, but it's, if you want a free accountability call, you want to just get some tips about accountability and hear about our kind of accountability program, the one that Lupe is talking about, you can email me at dave@legendarymarketer.com. I'm not going to bite, and we're not going to, secretly come to your house and, do some magic on your wallet. You don't have to buy anything. There's no obligation, but you may decide and realize that it could be the smartest investment you make in yourself this year. All of the stuff that we're talking about right now is a result of getting honest and getting accountable. Nobody does big things on their own. I know that when you look at somebody's social media profile and they're the only one on it, or you look at a company or you watch Wake Up Legendary, you think, oh, Dave is, this, ultra successful magic man I got a whole team behind me. I got people who are holding me accountable every day. I got coaches that I pay. I got counselors and therapists that I pay. I have trainers that I pay. I mean, you know the glory, you don't know the story. You see the glory, you don't have any idea the story and what it takes behind the scenes to make these things happen. It takes honesty and it takes accountability. Send me an email if you want to get serious, and I'll set you up with a free accountability coaching call with one of our accountability mentors. You can have that conversation and make a decision if you're ready to get honest and start having somebody hold you accountable to doing the things that kick you in the ass, hold your feet to the fire, give you some honest truth, be a paid professional, honest sounding board for you. Your friends and family aren't going to do it, friends. Your friends and family aren't the coach or the mentor that you need. Your parents aren't it. Sorry. Your coworkers aren't it. They don't want, they're crabs in a bucket. They don't want to see you grow.
Yeah.
They don't want to see you crawl out of the bucket. The crabs in a bucket, analogy is it's real. People are crabs. Crabs, you ever put a bunch of crabs in a bucket? I know, because I go fishing, I see it. Put a bunch of crabs in a bucket, they will literally pull each other down when one goes to try to climb out.
Yeah.
So people are not, unfortunately, in this world, a lot of times, most of the time, when you want to accomplish something, you need to hire the people to help you do it. This is the problem why so many of us right now, we have this epidemic with recreating and living in old trauma from our childhoods, is because we try to vent and solve our problems with unqualified friends who are not qualified to give you powerful advice and help you navigate childhood trauma or life trauma, that and help you heal your wounded inner child that's creating all of the habits and hangups and keeping you in a vicious cycle of being triggered and re-traumatizing yourself. It's true. It was happening with me. That's why I was doing drugs in my 20s. And I finally got clean at 24 and begged people to help me save my life. And over the past 15 years in my recovery, I have paid more therapists, counselors, worked with more sponsors, been a part of more groups, went to more events than you can shake a stick at, that I can remember. And along the way, I've gone to more funerals. I've seen more people fall off. Same things happened in business. You know how many people who are still here from when I got started? Nobody, baby. Because they just treated it like a hobby. And it gave them results like a hobby. And most hobbies fizzle out. And so if you want professional help, not this, buddy, belly up to the bar, tell you about my problems, compare each other's struggles. What you're mostly going to get from friends and family is everybody trying to outdo each other about whose life is harder, and it becomes a struggle fest. It becomes a war story struggle fest. Everybody's comparing complaints. Who has it harder? Who's more tired? Who's working harder? Who's paying more for gas and groceries? You know what that's going to do for your career, for your entrepreneurial business? Not a damn thing. But if you want professional help, quite frankly, I don't care whether you get it from us or you get it somewhere else, but get it. I just know what we do. I can't speak for anybody else out there. Get some damn professional help. And you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to go as far as to say, in every area of your life, if you want change, hire professional help. If you want to get in shape, hire professional help. Now, Lupe, you say that you're getting benefit from our accountability coaching. It's spilling over in other areas. Awesome. You're killing two birds or multiple birds with one stone. But I'll tell you what, if it's only just going to be your fitness, hire professional help. If it's going to be your trauma in your personal life, hire professional help. If it's going to be your business, you want to get it off the ground, you want to really have somebody in your corner who's telling you what to do, holding you accountable, being a sounding board, hire professional help. This is common sense shit. And this is so simple, but we overlook it all the time because for whatever reason, we think that the same thinking that got us in this situation is going to get us out of it. And one of the things they told me when I got clean, a bunch of old timers, they said, Dave, if we want to know how to get high, we'll ask you. Your best thinking got you here. And the same thing, I've had some good business mentors that said, if we want to know how to procrastinate, if we want to know, then we'll ask you. But if you want to know how to build your business, grow your business, scale your business, then take the cotton out of your ears and put it in your mouth and listen. God gave you 2 ears and one mouth for a reason, and 2 hands in one mouth for a reason. Man, I'm talking some shit this morning, Lupe. I'm sorry.
Hey, it's real though. It's definitely stuff that I think a lot of us had to hear, and I know I was one of them. I definitely needed to hear stuff like that. And you're absolutely right about getting professional help. I mean, that's the reason that I actually joined the accountability program, and it was one of the best things that I've ever done, not just for my entrepreneur career, but for my life in general as well. So yeah,
Well,
keep
Lupe,
preaching.
way, man. You know what? Call me Brother Dave this morning because I'm
Brother Dave, yes.
All right, brother. Hey, listen, I'm going to let you get out of here, and thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
And we're going to send some people over to give you some more followers and support on your Instagram because you're just getting it started right now.
Just getting started.
And thank you for coming on and talking to me this morning at step 1 of your journey, brother. I can't wait to continue to check in with you and have us update you over the next 6 months.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, appreciate it.
Right,
appreciate
I'll
being
talk
here
to you
too.
later, my friend. Stay
Take
legendary, brother.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right, my friends, go over and give my boy Lupe some support over at Hustle with Lupe. He's just getting started. Give him some support. Go over and give him a follow. Go over and lift him up. Go over and give him some likes. Go over and show the man, celebrate the man for getting out there and getting it done, getting off the sideline, getting in the game. Man's just getting started over there with 8 follows on his Instagram account. Let's get that man up to 100 today. Let's get that man going. Let's lift him up. All right, let's lift him up, man. For real. Hustle with Lupe, Lupe. Let's lift this man up. Let us lift you up too. For real. That's what this community is about. It's not about tearing people down. It's about lifting people up. It's about saying, hey, this journey is going to be hard as hell. But you got it, man. You can do hard things. Even at 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or 70 or 80 or whatever the hell you are. You can do hard things. You can start over. You can even start your day over. Your day gets off to a bad start. You start your day over. Start your week over. It's never too late. It's never too late to build your business, to start your business, to start building relationships. Get out of comparisonitis and get into execution mode of just putting the blinders on and going to work on a daily basis, doing what you need to do. And if you need help, you want to hire professional help, you want to even have a conversation about what professional help looks like, okay? Email me at dave@legendarymarketer with the word accountability, and I will personally CC you into one of our accountability coaches. You can schedule a call, have a conversation, grab some value from the call, hear about our accountability coaching program, see if it's right for you. Maybe it is. Either way, hire professional help. Stop screwing around with your life. It's too important. All right, my friends, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Whoop, shit. Tomorrow for off the backboard. See how that came back to me? Hit the old chandelier up there. My friends, we'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode. Get out of here. Be great. Have a great day. Be legendary. Peace.